Hi, everyone. It is so wonderful to see you today. This is a lovely day. It is a Sunday afternoon, and I'm just so excited to hang with you guys today. And I'm really excited about this webinar. I'm excited where we're going to go today. And I just encourage you to get comfortable. We're going to be with each other for about 45 minutes, a little bit longer possibly. And I just want you to get comfortable and really get grounded in yourself. And before we get going, before we start this really cool webinar, I do want you to just kind of take care of a few things right now as we're getting started. I just call them kind of the housekeeping things that we need to get done. And that's this. Just, I want you to really take this moment to really be grounded, really take a couple deep breaths, get your feet on the ground, move your phone away or put it on silent, maybe make sure that you're by yourself, that you can get really the most out of this webinar. I really want you guys to be present, get rid of maybe a noisy environment if you have the kids around or music, and just really be present with this webinar. And I think those are beautiful things to do, is just give yourself this time to really be intentional. And I'm so excited about you guys being here. Another thing I want to remind you, if you have any questions as we go along on this webinar, I am 100% wanting to answer them. What I'll probably end up doing is waiting till the end to answer the questions and unmute some of you guys if you have any questions, and hopefully we can answer anything you have. I am here to support you. And again, I'm so excited about this webinar. So let's get started. So I've done a lot of cool webinars in the past, but I was really excited about this one because I think it's going to give you guys a lot of shotgun techniques, things that are really going to help catapult you to your next level this year. And as many of you have probably done at this point in January of 2019, is start looking at what your goals are for this year, what your path is, what your purpose is, what your vision is. And I want to be here to support you with techniques that can really give you momentum and shift you quickly to be not only consistent with behaviors, consistent with your steps to get your goals, but catapult you to maintain your goals, whatever those are. And today our focus on the webinar is really about techniques that help you with your number one health goal. As I tell everyone, if you do not have your health, you don't have anything. You can't get all the other goals you have in your life, whether it be with finances, with family, with whatever it is. So really this webinar is focused on really helping you catapult that number one health goal, the thing that you just feel is not reachable or maybe has been unattainable to you in the past. So I want you to know these techniques we're giving you can absolutely be used on other goals 100%, but we're really going to focus on that today. So today, our title of our webinar is called the E.D.G.Y technique. It is an acronym, and we will be going through that today. And it's really about achieving and keeping your number one health goal. And yes, as I just mentioned, watching the magic happen in all areas of your life. I am your host, Jennifer Watson. I am a health plus soul plus transformational coach. I work with a lot of different people on a variety of different goals that they want to achieve. I'm also a motivational speaker and health speaker, and I do a lot with post-trauma, and I am a post-trauma thought leader. And post-trauma being anything from a physical issue, financial issue, spiritual issue, we really want to meet people where they're at, because often post-trauma is a beautiful time for all of us to grow. I love this group. I love seeing people catapult past that trauma. And finally, I am an integrative physical therapist. I work with a lot of people on a bunch of different physical, emotional, spiritual techniques, and I use a lot of different modalities, and it's just really fun. My journey has really changed and where I've been going in this journey. So I'm just so excited to see you guys and have you here and start you in your road to success. So again, turn off your cell phones, get comfortable. Let's really just start rocking this webinar because I'm really excited for you to be here. So again, today is about the E.D.G.Y technique. It is about us really creating and keeping our number one health goal. So let's get going. So why are you here today? Well, you are definitely in the right place. If you have tried everything, if you've worked hard and you've done your due diligence and you feel like you're not attaining your health goals and you're just not getting anywhere. And you're also maybe here because maybe you're thinking maybe this webinar maybe somehow is different. You know, it's okay to roll your eyes though, because a lot of people think, well, how is this webinar going to be different? Well, I hope you can see that it is. Maybe you feel defeated and hopeless in your health. Maybe you are really stuck in your number one health goal and you're afraid nothing is going to work, that everyone else is going to succeed but you. Maybe you have succeeded sometimes in your health goal, but you have repeatedly continued to fall off the bandwagon again and again and again. And you're like, why is this happening? How can I help myself? Maybe you've been through trauma. Maybe you feel like you're circling the drain and you just have no emotional bandwidth to really get off and take off in your number one health goal. You're wondering if you can, even after a trauma or where you feel really stuck, that you're just wondering if you can create the life and the health that you want. Maybe you feel you're not living your optimal life, and maybe your purpose is not where it needs to be. Maybe you're feeling, I get this with a lot of my clients, low energy, brain fog, moody, depressed, anxiety, pain, overwhelmed with daily tasks, let alone not getting your number one health goal. Well, then you are 100% in the right place. This is what you are going to be learning today when you hang out with me, okay? The E.D.G.Y technique. These are 4 tools that will give you exponential different shifts in your mind, your soul, and your actions to create consistent actions to create the health and the life that you truly, truly were meant for. It's also, we're going to be working a lot on how focusing on your number one health goal creates a domino effect in all areas of your life, including money and relationships. We're going to look at understanding your why behind your not only number one, but maybe your top 3 health or life goals. And I'm going to have you guys get busy here. You're going to get your piece of paper out and a pencil and really start digging deep. This is not a laid back webinar. You're actually being active during it. So I really want you guys to get your why, because your why is what's going to keep you consistent with daily steps and daily patterns every day to keep the goals and attain the goals that you want for this year. And then you're going to get some goodies at the end. So I really want you to stick around this whole time. I think it's going to be amazing. So excited. So a few things I do want to mention before we get going ultimately is this training is not for you if you're not struggling with your health, whether it be mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. You're not 100% committed to taking your health, or for that matter, your life, to the next level. You're not taking 100% responsibility to making it happen. You guys, this is truly a no excuses zone. At the end of the day, the buck starts and stops with you. And if you want what you want, we got to get rid of excuses in our circumstances and all these reasons why we think we can't get things. And we have to take 100% responsibility. And when you do that, you will 100% catapult in what you want. This training's not for you if you get offended when someone gives you, a 60-minute free content and then offers a little bit more for you to invest in at the end. You guys, we want this to be a start of something big for you, momentum in the right direction. And we often, as coaches, as speakers, have other tools that we want you to invest in to keep that going and see you succeed for this life. So, well, if you are still with me after saying all that, I'm excited because I want you to be here. Then I want you to continue to just be here on a note of courage. I want you to know that if you stay around, you're going to get not only amazing tools, but you're going to have some goodies at the end for hanging out with me. We're going to answer a lot of your questions if you have some. We are here to support you. And again, we're going to build momentum for your health into the new year and, yes, your life. So what do you think? Let's get going. Anyway, I always am a big believer, you guys, is really being authentic with my story. Often our stories is what leads us into the goals we want, into the careers we get into the path that we think that we're supposed to go down to in this journey we call life. So I want to share that with you because I really want to be authentic where my journey started and how it has really catapulted me to be here with you today to share these techniques. So my story, to kind of sum it all up, I grew up in a very supportive family, a blended family. My parents got divorced when I was fairly young, but I got a huge benefit from a blended family. I got 2 wonderful, spectacular dads and more. But we definitely had hurdles with blended families. From a young age, also, I was very, very goal oriented, very, very successful in track and field. I was highly recruited in college and I did become an All-American. I was a good student. I had a lot of friends, But the one thing in my life I was suffering with huge was depression. The more I suffered, the more I tried to be successful, just kind of buried that depression, and it continued to bloom, that depression. And I ran track in college, and like I said, I became an All-American, and then I went to PT school, and I got in and was a good student there, and I continued to achieve and achieve and achieve. And again, my depression was there. It was hiding. It was building inside, and it was exhausting at times. I'm going to be honest with you, it was exhausting. And then I kept pushing. Go figure. I started my first physical therapy, PT practice. I immersed myself into learning more to help people, to get to be the best therapist, to get certifications. I became an integrative physical therapist, which we'll go into in just a moment, how much that changed my life. I met a lot of amazing people. I got to travel. I did more talks. I continued to motivate people. But again, even with all that achieving, my pain absolutely 100% continued. And this is where I think I had enough. I started at a young age, kind of middle school age, where I was struggling with this depression. It was just kept building and building into my mid-20s. And this is when I just decided I need to research this. I need to absorb information so I can shift and make shifts to get out of this funk. I started looking at books and audio tapes and research articles. Yes, I did look at traditional medicine and antidepressants and in different more mainstream medicine, which wasn't a big thing for me. It didn't shift me. And then I started shifting my journey to alternative medicine. I started incorporating diet, supplements, exercise, counseling, prayer, meditation, you name it. I did it, community and connection, body work. And yes, this integrative manual therapy, IMT, that I started getting into, which began some of my shifts. And all this continued to help, but I still felt stuck. I still felt depression. I still felt guilt with my depression. My need to be successful was in part due to the need to put a Band-Aid on this monster, this hurt and pain inside. Going back to some alternative medicine that I mentioned, IMT, integrative manual therapy, I became a certified practitioner in. And this was a game changer for me, you guys. This is what really helped open the doors for me when I started connecting with other practitioners, looking at not only the physical, but the spiritual and emotional components of healing, in that this IMT body work really could be helpful even for me with my mental health issue. And I started seeing people that were actually being successful, not only as practitioners to help other physical things, but also the emotional pieces, the spiritual pieces, the mental health pieces. And I also saw these same people struggling like I was, become these rock stars and be really, really successful. So fast forward to today, my mental health is now working for me and not against me. And it's, I've gotten to this point that I can really say that I'm slaying my physical and mental health goals and my life goals. My intimate relationships, my friendships that used to be so hard because I felt like I had to fake it, are now flowing from me. We all need our peeps. We all need that support. And now I feel like I can be truly that authentic self. I now have, 2 businesses that I love, not because I'm Band-Aiding, but because they are truly my authentic path and purpose and self. And, I was so blessed with my first practice, but I was still hurting a lot. And these 2 that I have now, which is a coaching and speaking practice, and yes, another physical therapy practice, I'm doing with so much joy. And yes, I'm making money doing it. And I love doing it. I love being there for you guys. Along with being a PT, I'm now a certified, like I said, success and health coach and motivational speaker. And I get to help people like you get to where you want to be in your health, in your ultimate life. And that truly is my path, my passion and purpose. And I want you guys to get that as well. My entire life, you guys, I really want you to get this. My entire life changed the moment I could dial in my mental health, my mindset. When I became a mental health giant, and I have found that when I started dialing this in and implementing consistent behavior to get this ultimate health in life I wanted, it continued to perpetuate and continue to get easier and easier. And I have found so many of my clients, I don't care if it's more of a physical issue or a financial issue, when you can dial in your mental health and really manage it and know how much power you have over mindset, it can absolutely be a major influence in a wonderful way to help you get the goals you want. And trust me, if I can do it, you can. I am not an actor. I don't have special juju that you don't have. I'm not a professional athlete, a genius. I don't have the magic pill. I don't have the magic gene. I may have more experience than you at this point in a lot of different exercises and certifications, but I started where you were at. And I sleep, pee, and eat just like you. So if I can get this, you 100% can. So a couple of things to keep in mind before I share these techniques with you. It's all about taking action. So these action steps I'm giving you today, I want you to get off today and take these actions, even if it's just one baby step. We all have our history, you guys, our story, our hurdles, our barriers, maybe things we're embarrassed about. They're real. They're a part of us. But they keep keeping you stuck. And when we acknowledge those hurdles and those barriers and those giants or elephants in the room that we're not acknowledging, and we actually embrace them and start using techniques like this, it'll help you get unstuck. Remember, and I want you guys to really get this statement. I love this statement. I got it from one of my favorite thought leaders. If you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. I'll say it again. If you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. If you argue for your hurdles, if you argue for your barriers, if you argue for, well, it's not fair because of this, or blaming someone else, you get to keep them and you stay stuck. Again, going back to, you got to be 100% responsible for your life and your choices. Remember also, perfection is an enemy. Let me say that again. Perfection is truly an enemy. It will keep you frozen because none of us are perfect. We're all going to make mistakes as we continue this journey of life. Just go after it. Make these shifts with some of the things I'm going to share today, and it will happen for you. Let go of perfection. The other thing, focusing on developing yourself first, warts and all. You got to let go of trying to control other people's journeys and behaviors and making them change. All you can do is really focus on changing yourself. And trust me, indirectly, they'll see the change and start changing too. Okay. The only way really to develop is really taking risks and making a leap and failing and then getting up again and failing and getting up again. And you'll find that you learn more and more about yourself, and you will finally watch the magic happen. You'll watch yourself become better at it. You'll watch yourself get your goals. You'll become also a better brother, a better sister, a better mother, a better daughter, a wife, a husband, a coworker. You'll start seeing your finances be abundant, your relationships be abundant. Remember, when you fail, get up, fail, get up. Failure is just an amazing learning opportunity that's going to create exponential growth for you, really. And the more you get that today, the more you're going to see yourself continue to make this amazing domino effect. Remember also, physical action is important. Today, it's really on mindset changes, the tools I'm giving you today, but don't underestimate that. I've done a lot of webinars on that to you guys, the importance of exercise, of diet, of the gut, of how it affects your brain as well. It is a huge component, okay? So I don't underestimate that. But today, we're focusing on the major action steps for the mind. So just remember that. So are you ready? Are you ready to learn the E.D.G.Y technique? I'm so pumped. Let's do this. So the E.D.G.Y technique. The E.D.G.Y technique focuses on the mind and mindset changes. Why is this important in health, in your number one health goal, and for that matter, your life goals? Because mindset is 100% everything. Beyond the basic physical function of the brain, you guys, the brain is really in charge. The higher level cortex, the cerebrum, is really in charge of controlling our thoughts, our behaviors, our feelings. That's what makes us the highest level on the animal kingdom, is that we have this ability to change our mind, to adapt our mindset, to really create things beyond just the physical basic function of the brain, of the automated things that we do every day, like breathing and eating and everything else. So isn't that cool? We are what we think. And remember that. I'm going to say it again. We are what we think. And even what we don't think, the subconscious things, the critter brain, things that maybe we put in our belief system that are from our past history or childhood, that we don't even realize is sometimes playing the trump king over our higher level cortex. So we're going to be battling today using this E.D.G.Y technique to take that critter brain of safety and beliefs and old beliefs that aren't even true anymore, and using this higher level cortex to change your mindset. And again, mindset is everything to change behavior. Huge examples in research talk about this. If you're not getting it quite yet, you guys, that mindset is everything. Obviously many of you probably know, like, those that are more optimistic outlook, that have more positive and grateful attitude, they've seen literally change their story. Cancer patients, entrepreneurs that are highly successful, they found the one single thing that made the client with cancer live longer and live more of a functional life, or the entrepreneur actually make it over another one, was nothing else but mindset, that they were more grateful, that they were more positive about what their future was. That's amazing, guys. This is research-based. Remember, mindset changes equals behavior plus belief changes equals achieving and sustaining the goals, and yes, the health goals you want, that you never thought you'd get, that you thought that's always been such a major stumbling block for you. And guess what? It'll give you even more in your life. Mindset is everything. So the E.D.G.Y technique. We are thinkers of our thoughts. I love that phrase. It's from one of my favorite psychologists. He's a thought leader as well, from Jim Fortin. We are the thinker of our thoughts, which means we can change our thoughts. And that is very empowering, you guys. We can change the biochemistry of here, how we believe something. So remember, if we can change our thoughts, you guys, look at the screen here. We can change our behaviors, because our behaviors are a direct reflection of what we believe. And then what happens is when we change our behaviors, we start seeing the brain circuits change, and what we believe starts changing. So we change our beliefs, and then it domino effects into becoming more consistent at our steps to achieve our goals. And then you start achieving more goals, and then you get the momentum, like, I want to continue believing these new behaviors and in these new beliefs, and I'm going to be consistent at these new behaviors and these new beliefs. And then guess what? You start not only achieving, but maintaining your goals, not falling off the bandwagon as much. And then all of a sudden you're going, holy begonias, now I can achieve even additional goals. I worked on this number one, this health goal, and all of a sudden I'm seeing something change in my finances. I'm seeing money come up to me abundantly because my mind is changing on what I believe about money now, because I believe something different about myself and my health. All of a sudden you're starting to see differences in your connections to your family and how you connect in relationships. You guys, the momentum is amazing. So remember, we are the think of our thoughts, and when we start changing our thoughts, it changes our beliefs, it changes our ability to achieve and sustain goals, and the momentum is just unsurmountable. Remember, you can do that. You guys, there are so many ways to start changing your thoughts. Absolutely. And many of you have probably seen some of the lists below, and I want to mention those briefly because they are really effective in a lot of ways. There are great modalities out there to assist with you. You know, I coach for a living as well. I do a health and success coaching business to help people dial in even more on their goals. There's counseling, there's EMDR, there's brain tapping. There's so many different modalities there that can kind of jimmy rig that brain to even catapult further. Other things that don't cost things, like the things I just mentioned, are things like gratitude and meditation, and stopping bad things in your tracks, stopping bad thoughts in your tracks. They've seen with those top three, you guys, research again, that the biochemistry changes in your brain to start believing new beliefs and changing behaviors. Another one of my favorites is the 5-second rule, which is also by one of my favorite thought leaders, Mel Robbins. And she talks about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 action steps. So when you're really afraid to take an action to achieve a goal, and you start letting your old beliefs take over, she says to say out loud 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then take an action immediately. And that can again jimmy rig the brain to start or stop thinking old beliefs and start making new ones, the ones you want to create a goal and achieve a goal. Another one, you guys, they've seen a lot of research on this. Social media is really messing with our head, and we're seeing a lot of things that are not only physical things from so many different things we're getting from social media and the computers and just being on the screen, what it's doing to our brain, the cell phone to our ear. There's a lot of physical changes that we're seeing in the body, but also social media is really creating distortions of our beliefs. We're comparing things on social media that sometimes aren't even true. So pulling out social media has been a beautiful one too, to help change beliefs and adapt your brain into a new belief system. Seeing things in the present moment, you guys, this is something that's used often by athletes, okay? They envision themselves winning a race. If you talk to any gold medalists in the Olympics, they will tell you every time that they do present moment thinking with their goals as if they've already happened. You know, it's something that we need to get into, is really visualizing our goal now and meditating on that. Making it happen now will actually make it happen in the future, because our brain doesn't even know what we're feeding it. Remember, changing your thoughts. It doesn't know what we're feeding it as past, present, or future. It just knows what you're feeding it. So remember, seeing your goals in a present moment catapults you too to achieve your goals. I love this one. This is also from Jim Fortin. Be, do, have versus have, do, be. be. And what I mean by that is the have do be is I must have money to be able to afford a gym membership so I can do my exercises, so I can be that person I want to be where I'm 30 pounds less. You guys, that's not going to get you anywhere. That's a limiting belief. If you do more the be, do, have, where I'm going to be and believe that I have my goal already of losing 30 pounds and believe I have the gifts and the skills to make that happen. And then I'm going to get my butt out and start exercising, even if I can't afford a gym. And I'm going to go out and outside and do my exercise if that's where I need to start. And then all of a sudden I have the ability, and I'm going to draw in the law of attraction, people to help me exercise, maybe even someone that'll help support you to get that gym membership. Maybe you don't even need a gym membership and you find out that you like exercising outside. All of a sudden, when you guys change the way of looking at your goals from have, do, be, I have to have something to make it happen, but to I'm going to be it, I believe it now, changes biochemistry in the brain. You start getting that law of attraction of bringing things to you that you believe about yourself now. And that's going to help you change your beliefs, change your behaviors, and achieve your health goals. And of course, as I said before, there's huge importance to the physical modalities that you can do on your own. Sleeping consistently, exercise it, diet changes. There's a huge connection between your gut and your mind. Your gut is your second brain. So that gut brain axis, when you're eating healthier, your mind can shift healthier as well. That is a huge one, you guys. I have many webinars on this slide here, but today I at least want to mention all these, that these are quick shotgun things you guys can do right now to create mindset shifts, all that. Now, this list may look a little overwhelming to all you guys, and you know what? I don't blame you. I still love all these things. I do a lot of this stuff, but what we want to do is give you guys this dialed in version of what we call the E.D.G.Y technique that takes a lot of these things on this list and wraps them into one. And that's why I'm so excited, because I'm all about easy. I'm all about not overwhelming you guys. And I want you guys to see success now. So are you ready to learn the E.D.G.Y technique? The E.D.G.Y technique wraps up all last screen into 4 easy steps. 4 easy steps, you guys. The E.D.G.Y technique, it's an acronym, and it stands for E, expel rapidly, exemplify your courage. D, delegate effectively, dominate your skills. G, guide intentionally, gravitate toward your goodness. Y, yearn for your more exponentially. Okay, the E.D.G.Y technique. We're going to go through all 4 of these right now. So E is for E.D.G.Y, right? Expel rapidly, exemplify your courage. Okay, let's start with the expel. What do I mean by expel rapidly? You guys, we cannot make space for our goals if we have a bunch of stuff, negative stuff, taking up space, because it's energy. It is taking up energy in you, and you're not going to even have any energy to do all the things you want to do. You have to start dumping negative stuff that does not serve you in your health goals and life goals. You got to start dumping, start decluttering. And examples are start dumping toxic people, start dumping things or in your life that drain you, that make you feel bad about yourself, or maybe make you think about things that were maybe from your past that were just things that were not good in your life. You got to start dumping places. Maybe there's places you go, I don't care, maybe it's a bar where maybe you have a tendency to drink with your friends. You got to start dumping places. You have to start dumping to-do lists, you guys. I find so many people that come to me that get coached that they have like 20 things in their to-do list, 20 things, and they expect to get it all done in that day. Then they're so upset when they don't get it done, and they're exhausted, and they just give up on all of it. Okay. You cannot have that much on your to-do list. You're not going to do anything well. You're going to finally give up. You just start dumping social media. We talked about that just in the earlier screen, what it's doing to our mind, our psyche. It's creating negative energy in our mind, and negative beliefs and distorted beliefs by things we compare online that aren't even true. And also wasting a lot of energy on whether someone likes our stuff or not. You know, there's so much psychology behind that. And a lot of counselors are getting a lot of people coming in with depression because of use of social media. Look at the research on that. We won't spend as much time on that right now, but you got to dump that social media. You got to give it a place. I know social media has a good place, but you got to quarantine and create boundaries. You got to dump replacements and avoidance behaviors. And what do I mean by that? Things like food, sugary food. When we get stressed, what do? We eat. Sometimes we drink alcohol. Sometimes we start cleaning to stay busy, to avoid negative things in our life, right? Dumping SM, social media. Okay, you guys, you got to start dumping some of this stuff. And some of the stuff may resonate with you more that you need to pull out. Others may not. But find your things and start dumping things out of your life. You will be surprised how much energy you have to put toward your goal that you want for this year. When you start expelling again, you start creating space and increasing energy for the things you really want. It improves, you guys, they have research on this. It improves creativity and brain activity, it improves your stress tolerance, and go figure, you need that stuff to create the goals that you want. The other part of E is exemplify your courage. One of my favorite people, actors, is actually John Wayne. I think he's pretty rocking. I just think he's a cool cat. Anyway, one of his famous quotes is, "Courage is being scared to death and saddling up anyway." Exemplify your courage, you guys. Exemplifying is not, about not having fear, as you can see from John Wayne, but about taking action when you're faced with the fear, okay? If you have fear about something, that's okay. That's human. It could be anything that you're fearful of that's surrounding your health goal. Most likely, I always tell people, if you're afraid of something, especially when it's around a goal that you have, it's most likely that you're supposed to do it. Fear, remember, is a critter brain, a primal brain instinct to keep you safe. And if you're feeling that, it's usually your body saying, you got to do something. You got to take action. You got to move it forward. Fear is mostly just erroneous beliefs too, you guys. Again, remember, it's housed in your subconscious critter brain. And your critter brain is all about safety. It doesn't work very well with your higher level cortex of growth and adaptation and rocking your life. It's just trying to keep you safe with these often distorted beliefs just to keep you safe. And that's a place that we got to battle a little bit, you guys. Our distorted beliefs, or even if the beliefs used to be true but aren't anymore, stay in that area because it's so imprinted. Fear is very subcortical, and we got to rock it with our higher level cortex by saying, I don't care if it's fear, I'm going to do it anyway. And again, we're the think of our thoughts. Move it forward. Remember that, again, this critter brain of fear, you guys, is not only erroneous beliefs, but it also makes us feel inadequate. It's our excuses to not live our ultimate truth, which is part of our goals that we have for our life and for your 2019. It is your primal brain. It's fighting for you all the time for survival to make you stay where you're at. You gotta battle with it, you guys. You gotta take that higher level cortex and you've gotta battle with it. As the highest, again, animal in the animal kingdom, we have this amazing ability to battle that critter brain, you guys. Exemplify courage in the moment of fear, because that fear is coming from a place of safety and erroneous beliefs. Fight it with something true. Higher level cortex, going after goal, changing it with new beliefs about yourself and putting them in. Even if you don't believe them yet, putting them in the present, you will see that brain chemistry change. And the more you do it daily, you will see it happen. It's an awesome, awesome thing. So expel, dump the toxicity in all these areas. Exemplify your courage when you're scared to take a step, and take action instead. D, delegate effectively and dominate your skills. Love this one. So what do I mean by delegate effectively? Know your strengths. You got to fan them, you guys. If you don't know what those are, start experimenting with things. Go on a walk to kind of clear your head and decide what your passions are, and start maybe experimenting with those passions. Find out what you're good at if you don't already know, and fan them, grow them, develop them. Stop wasting time, you guys, on things you are not good at. This whole thing of we got to get better at things we're not good at. You gotta delegate that, you guys, because the thing is, if we focus on the things we're not good at, it makes us feel crappy about ourselves because we're not good at them. Okay, and it pulls you back into that critter brain from the last slide. Lack of self-worth, oh, I'm a failure, and it just wastes energy, you guys. Bonus, you get to help other people fan their gifts when you delegate. It gives them positive energy and makes them fan their gifts even more. Then they have a domino effect of achieving their goals in their life, and you feed off each other's success as well. So look at what you're good at and then delegate. I need help with this. I need accountability. Can you help me with this? Can you be my personal trainer? Can you be my coach? Whatever it is, know your strengths, figure them out and fan them, and dump the rest, delegate the rest on others. That's what community is about. I do it all the time in business. I know what I'm good at, and I know I'm not good at accounting. I know I'm not good at marketing, and I dump that on people. I delegate that because they get to amplify their gifts, and I get to fan mine. That goes on to the next one, dominate your skills. Now that you know what your strengths are, you guys, and you want to fan them, Stop barking up someone else's tree. This goes back to social media. We have this tendency to like want to keep up with the Joneses, or their life looks great, I'm going to follow them and do what they do. You guys, that waste so much energy. Dominate your strengths. Remember, stop barking up someone else's tree, because yours is pretty awesome to climb. Yes, that's a quote. That is a quote from me. Fan your strengths. You will find this a huge amount of momentum. Invest in your skills, you guys. Figure them out. Invest your time. Don't waste time on things you're not good at. The things you are, invest your time, invest your money. If you're good at something but you want to get great, have someone help you. You know, I think that's a beautiful thing. When I was an integrative therapist, I invested money in continuing education, right? To be better. Invest what you're good at, you guys. Get a mentor to help you with that. Trust me, it will come back to you twofold when you invest in your skills and fan them and give them to the world, because you get passionate about things that you're good at, right? It ignites your sixth senses. You know, your sixth sense is your intuitive sense, but it ignites you. You will find the things you're good at, it makes you feel good inside, and it exudes to others and creates a domino effect to get all the things you want in life and help other people get their goals. You guys, your gifts are your purpose from God. Okay. He's shown them to you every day. And remember, that is then your story. You will dominate. You will not fail. I don't mean you're not going to have ups and downs as you start your goals this year, and you're going to fall and have to get up and fall and get up again. But if you go and fan your strengths, you cannot fail ultimately. You are going to become the person you were meant to be. And that includes achieving all the goals that you want. Just remember that. Be flexible also, though, you guys, as you continue to dominate your skills, be flexible to change. Your passions, your story changes as you grow and adapt. You may start with one goal, but maybe you'll have to tweak and define and refine it as you continue this year, because that's who we are. We're human. We might find other things that we're good at that we want to add. I've done that. I started as a physical therapist, and I found that I love to coach people, and I started refining and adapting that. Remember, you also will continue to see new goals and see new gifts come out of you as you fan your current ones that you have. Delegate effectively, dominate your skills. G, guide intentionally and gravitate toward goodness. Okay, guide intentionally. You guys, I have done Facebook Lives on this. Maybe some of you have seen some of this, but intentionality is so needed. You have to be intentional with everything you do. You know, another big popular word in the last couple of years has been be mindful, have mindfulness. Do you do this? You know, it starts with the E. We talked about expelling. For you to become intentional, you guys, you have to expel first. That's why that one's first, because you have to create space, get rid of to-do lists, get rid of things that are not needed in your life to create space to be intentional. Being intentional creates clarity in who you are, because you're spending more time with yourself. You're being purposeful with eating. You're being purposeful with the phone call with a friend. You're being purposeful with getting your groceries. All of a sudden, guys, your brain will explode with the things that you're going to see out there. Again, it's going to create clarity on your purpose, on maybe new gifts that you have. It's going to improve your humility, your patience. You know, what the heck is next in your journey in life? When we're racing around with our to-do list and racing, we have no time to ground ourselves and really get why we're doing stuff. When we do everything in our day intentionally, you guys, it will happen. It will happen. I will give you an example. I think I mentioned this on Facebook Live last week, but I was last Sunday, really busy. I was having a busy Sunday, and I was doing too much on my list, and it was getting irritated. And I'm like, what's wrong with you, Jennifer? You need to practice what you preach about intentionality. And I decided to take a deep breath. I was in the grocery store, and I'm like, I'm not racing to the grocery store. I'm going to enjoy the food. I'm going to enjoy the color. I'm going to enjoy the people that God's bringing into my world right now. Maybe there's something I'm supposed to learn about myself and other goals I have, or other gifts I have, or other gifts they have. And I did that, and it felt so good. And then I got up to the grocery store line to check out, and it was a cashier who had special needs that was checking me out. And I looked at his name tag, and I said his name. I wanted to be intentional, and his face lit up, you guys. He just immediately was attracted to me, and our eyes met, and we started this conversation, and I learned more about his goals, and it made me feel better about my goals and about how I want to serve people. And it just became this really cool energy. And yes, the line was getting longer, but we had an opportunity to connect as humans, and people in that line got to see that. And then they had a domino effect and started laughing at some of the things we were saying. So remember, when you're small or big, when you're guided intentionally in your day in and day out, you will continue to be consistent on your goals. You'll see more about what you can do with your health goals and life goals. You'll see more about what your passions and purposes are for others and for yourself. It creates a domino effect and consistency in your behavior. Gravitate toward goodness. You guys, in this day and age, we're so busy with our to-do list, we forget to take the higher road when someone does something wrong to us. We forget to pass it on, something like buy someone's coffee when we're standing in the Starbucks line. When we do these small things, when we take a higher road when someone doesn't treat us well, when we pass it on, when something's not expected from us in return, you guys, it draws goodness to us. This is scientific, you guys. This is like up there in the quantum physics. It's the law of attraction. We draw goodness. We draw good intentions. We draw good people. We draw good thoughts. It starts changing our brain chemistry, and we do good things when we serve. It draws good places. It draws good action. The momentum of goodness is returned to you in your health, in your life goals. You guys, I see it every day with coaching. And this is, again, this is research based. You want to live intentionally, and you want to gravitate toward this goodness. This will create exponential growth in your journey, in your health and life goals. Like draws like. It's a law of attraction. You do good, it's going to come back to you. That doesn't mean bad stuff is not going to happen to you guys. Let me make that very clear. Just like with your goals, you're going to have up and down days. But when you continue to draw in goodness, you will exponentially see your goals and things you never thought you could achieve happen. The last one, why? Why is yearn for more exponentially, okay? Yearn for more exponentially. What do I mean by that? You guys, for you, if you look at your number one health goal, this is right now, I want you to pause for a moment and write down your number one health goal, the thing maybe that you've never gotten in your life, okay? How bad do you want that goal? How bad do you want that new life, that new health goal in your life? How bad do you want it a part of your vision? How bad do you want it a part of your purpose? Because you want it so bad. Remember, when you have that number one health goal, what else happens? You have other goals and life goals. And guess what? When that number one gets met, you can feel the energy, and it helps you create abundance in the other goals you have in your life. You've got to understand, you guys, how bad do you want it to affect your money relationships? How bad do you want the goal to affect you as a person? Real big question. How much pain are you in right now without that goal being attained? And will that same pain be around a year from now if you don't get it? That is something I really want you to think about. Write down the number one goal right now. Then think, how much pain are you in? And will that same pain be there if you don't take the action steps that I'm talking about today to make it happen? How bad do you guys want it? And if you don't want it that bad, if your pain is not that bad, if it's not like 8 out of 10 or higher, then you're not going to achieve the goal. We get drawn, you guys, when we're in pain to do things, right? It moves us. It shifts us because we want to grow and get out of that. Pain and suffering is definitely a big thing that gets us going. The more you desire and yearn for something, the more you're going to ante up, refined by fire. We as humans, again, need to suffer, need to feel pain to adapt and grow. And again, just as a side, I don't mean bad suffering. Like I talked about, expel the toxicity. Drinking obviously excessively is not a good suffering. Okay, with the suffering I'm talking about is this suffering. How much pain are you in right now, and how much are you willing to suffer and do the new tasks and do the steps to attain and achieve your goals? How much pain are you in? Because if you're not in that much pain, if you're not wanting it that much, if you don't see it exponentially changing your life and your money and relationships, you're not going to ante up. You're not going to have the fire underneath you. Okay? That's just a huge thing you got to think about, you guys. Remember, this why is here for the reason. It's corralling the edgy technique in. You got to yearn for your more in your life. And it's different for all of us. Okay. I'm going to use an example. It's an example time, right? My depression. Okay. hold on, I'm sorry, you guys, my depression. I was in enough pain that I was willing to do balls to the wall, find out everything I could do to get there until I figured out the perfect equation to help me dial in and become a mental giant, in many areas in my life. I encourage you guys to do the same. The E.D.G.Y technique is so pivotal and it's going to shift you guys in so many ways, but you have to know your why, okay? This is a big thing other than just the last slide we talked about. You got to know how much pain and suffering you're in. This is the other big one I really want you guys to get. You got to know your why for your number one health goal. So again, at this point, you guys, you've written down your number one health goal. Next, I want you to look at what your MOFO is. We call it in the health coaching world, a motivating factor or your MOFO. What's your why beneath your why that you want this goal? And I encourage you guys to do this exercise that I learned from another thought leader friend of mine, E.D.G.Y, and he has this 7 levels deep exercise that he did with a friend, and he has it in one of his amazing books, and it's such an amazingly profound technique. I want you to take your number one goal, and I want you to think of your motivating factor, what your why beneath your why is. And the 7 levels is asking the question 7 times. This is the reason why you want to ask it 7 times. Your first initial answer is just going to be your knee-jerk reaction of why you want something. I want to lose 30 pounds because I want to look hot. Could be an example. Why do you want to look hot? And then as you continue that why beneath the why, you get to the core, your spiritual and emotional, deep-rooted reason why you want that number one health goal, you guys. And that's your why. When you combine it with the E.D.G.Y technique, with what your deep 7-level deep why is, write this down, you guys. Keep asking yourself why 7 times. When you combine those, boom, magic is going to happen in your health goal and you will stay consistent. This is what will keep you going when you're feeling unmotivated. Because guys, guess what? During this year, you will not feel motivated every day to take steps to achieve your goals. You're going to have your up and down days. You're going to have your bad days of realizing your goals. But if you have the E.D.G.Y technique, plus really dialing in what your why is, you're going to achieve the goal. And guess what? More than you thought. You're also going to be looking around and going, oh my gosh, it's making this other goal happen and create momentum here. And you're going to see the ball roll in a profound way. This is so, so important. Repeat. The E.D.G.Y technique plus know your why is going to dial you in and make it happen. So it's example time. I'm going to use a generic example, and then I'm going to use an example of me on using the E.D.G.Y technique, okay? Your number one health goal, a basic one that people sometimes come to me for, just that's a physical goal, is, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds in 12 weeks. Okay, great. The first thing we talk about on our first visit is, what is your why? Your motivating factor. And I take them through a little bit more specific than what I've given you guys, the 7 levels deep exercise. And we really dial in what their why is. Okay, so their initial why might be, I just want to look hot. I want to look hot for my husband. I want to be skinny on the beach or whatever. We dial it in until the 7 levels of what is the real reason. And many of my clients that really want to lose weight want to feel confident, want to exude health and connect with people in a better way because they feel that they look better. Okay. That's not always everybody's deep why, but let's just go with that for now. So first, again, this client, the wanting to lose 30 pounds, wants to make that goal happen. Know your why. Check off. Now let's go through the E.D.G.Y technique. The second step, expel. Okay, right? Expel rapidly. An example that I would give to a client like this, we got to take out of the junk food in the cabinet. We don't want to create this temptation for you to pull into that food. You got to stop going to unhealthy restaurants. You got to delete maybe unhealthy friends for a while that maybe don't want to exercise. Okay. You want to start expelling, right? You want to exemplify your courage. Maybe a bad day of work, you want to choose to go to the grocery store and get a Snickers bar because that's what you do. You battle with the brain. Remember what we talked about before, the higher level cortex, what your why is, why you want to feel the way you want to be, why you want that goal. What's your why? Go back to that and battle with your brain what is true about you, that you're going to make this goal happen. Visualize yourself actually eating the healthy food. Exemplify courage during a really hard time that you're about to go down, okay? Battle with your brain. Think good thoughts. Get grateful. Meditate. Whatever you need to do. Then grab that good food. action, 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 you guys, over that fear and critter brain of wanting to go down that bad road of thinking you can't do it, can't improve, that you're just not, you're too weak. Change that thought process, change the behaviors by exemplifying courage in defeating that critter brain. Okay. Third, with this person, delegate, you guys, delegate effectively. Know your weaknesses. Maybe you need to create an accountability partner when you know you had a bad day. Maybe call them on the way home, okay, and say, I need help because I'm about to go get the Snickers bar out of the pantry. You know, whatever you need to do to kind of delegate the weaknesses that are keeping you from choosing maybe the right food choices so you can lose the weight, okay? Dominate, okay? We talked about that. We want to dominate your skills. Maybe something that you want to look at when you want to create a healthier version of you and lose the weight is think of the things that you are good at and do those well. Exercise. Maybe you love to exercise and that comes easy to you. Well, that's a way of losing weight, right? Fan those. Maybe you're not good at the pantry, right? The weakness part, help someone make you accountable for that. But maybe you are good at exercising. You love to exercise. Maybe you love to get out of the house and serve people and use your gifts. Great. Do that. Get yourself out of a bad situation. Expel the bad stuff, the junk food, get your accountability partner because you're weak in some areas, right? And dominate your strengths. I can exercise. I'm good at that. Fan that new behavior saying, I can do this. These are my strengths and that's what's going to get me my goal. Expel the crap, right, you guys? The fourth, guide. You know, we want to really guide intentionally. An example in this case with the woman with wanting to lose weight. Stop and slow down. Let your frontal brain, your higher level cortex, catch up with your primal critter brain when you're eating healthy food. When you guys are wanting to lose weight, this is a great time to go, I'm eating this lovely, healthy food. I'm chewing slowly and it actually tastes good. You guys, you'll be surprised when we change our relationship with food. It creates exponential weight loss, you guys. They have seen research on this. When we slow down and eat and enjoy and marinate our food instead of rushing out the door, we improve our metabolic rate. We increase serotonin and happy pills that also help with metabolic rate. It helps us lose weight when we slow down and eat intentionally. Okay, gravitate toward goodness. In this case, for this person that wants to lose weight, choose healthy food. Make sure that's all you're getting at the grocery store. You know, choose food that you like though, that resonates with you. Doesn't mean unhealthy food that you don't like, but healthy food that you do like. Go to the healthy grocery stores. Hang out with healthy people. Okay, you guys. Fifth, yearn. What would I say to this person losing weight? One thing they could do is, how much pain are you in? Go back to your why. Go back to your why beneath your why. How much pain are you in? How much pain will you be in if you eat that ho-ho? You know, put yourself into that space in the life that you don't want a year from now. What is the aftermath if you eat that ho-ho or eat that Snickers bar? What if I go back to my why? That'll help permeate that too. Go back to the pain. Go back to your why to get you to stay on track, to eat the healthy food, and to exercise and all these wonderful, beautiful things to lose weight. Do you guys see how that's working? You're implementing your number one health goal by implementing this E.D.G.Y technique and knowing your why. I'm going to give myself as a quick example of more of a mental health goal, okay? The E.D.G.Y technique works exactly the same, okay? Mine was I was having a lot of issues with anxiety, depression. You guys, I have a lot of people and women that come to me, not only with physical goals, but mental health goals like this. Anxiety, depression is on the rise in America. Okay. So I'm going to use that as an example because I had a struggle with it. So my number one health goal for me was to become a mental giant on my depression, to really be able to regulate and manage it. What was my why? I did the 7 levels deep exercise of knowing why I want to get out of depression. And you know what my final answer was? I want to help those because of my journey of my pain realize it's okay to have depression. It doesn't make you a bad person. And I want to be a voice for them as a coach, as a speaker, to let them know that they can be these epic, amazing people, even with that struggle, and that they don't have to struggle with it alone. They can actually get past that struggle more quicker than I did. That was my why. Okay. So now I'm going to use the E.D.G.Y technique. This is what I did. I started expelling toxic people out of my life that made me feel inferior. old relationships that didn't work for me. I started, expelling bad food. Gluten was a big connection for me, as far as it creating a little bit more depression. You guys, there's a lot of research on that. I'll have another webinar on that, and food and how it leads, certain foods lead to depression, and there's food that's a lot better at optimizing good health, mental health. But I started extracting that. I started deleting unhealthy friends, that were not eating healthy. I started exemplifying courage. Okay, you guys, when I had a bad day at work and I felt myself spiraling in depression, I chose good food. I said, no, I'm not going to believe that old part of me. That's a lie. I have power and strength in moving and changing my brain. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to battle with my brain. I'm going to put good thoughts in and create gratitude and see myself in present moment that I've conquered it. Okay. My third, I delegated my weaknesses, you guys. When I was having a bad day, I had my people I could call, and they helped talk me through it, encourage me to connect with them, because that made me feel better when I could connect with a community of people that I felt safe, that knew my story. And connecting with people can boost serotonin to you guys. Connecting with your peeps, your community. I did that. I dominated you guys, I dominated my skills, healthy things I was good at. I loved to exercise. That did come easy to me. Mental health was not as easy, but the exercise helped with my mental health. So I dominated and fanned my strengths, you guys. I got out of the house and used my gifts. I love to serve people in other ways. That helped me serve my nieces and nephews, serve my clients. It boosted me. So that helped refine and help me get out of that mental health depression. The fourth, the guide. Okay, you guys, guide intentionally. I stopped and I slowed down when I started feeling really crummy inside. I didn't run away from it. I stopped and I slowed down. I let my frontal brain battle with my critter brain. I again went back to eating healthy food, and I also let myself meditate and pray and sit with the yucky feeling for a while and not run away from it, but actually battle it. Okay, you guys, I sat intentionally and moved with it. And use alcohol and bad food and bad relationships to do that anymore. I said, no, I'm going to do this intentionally, even if it feels yucky at first. I'm going to gravitate. Okay, you guys, I said gravitate toward goodness. I gravitated toward choosing healthy foods that I liked, going to healthy stores, hanging out with healthy people, better relationships. Fifth, I yearned. I wanted more for me. How bad was my depression? How much pain was I in? And how much was I willing to say no to the bad behaviors and beliefs I had, because I wanted a different life? That's how much pain I was in. And I also went back to my why again. I honed in both of those. And that was a beautiful thing, you guys. So I was really quick with my example, but I want you to get how this works from mental, spiritual, emotional, physical health goals. Whatever your number one giant is, you can take the E.D.G.Y technique, combine it with your why beneath the why, understand how much pain you're in. And if you don't want to be there anymore, dial those three things in, and you will see your behaviors consistently improve in whatever your number one health goal is. And ultimately, when you get that, your number one goals in money, your number one goals in relationships, your other 2 or 3 goals that you want for this year are going to become easier, because you're dominating that one health goal that centers you, that anchors you, that reminds you that if you have control of your health, that you can achieve that number one goal. You can achieve everything else you want in this life, you guys. The E.D.G.Y technique is profound. Combine it with your why, combine it with how much pain you're in, and you will see yourself shift exponentially this year. Why is your number one health goal pivotal in all areas of your life? I just said it. If you don't have your health, you guys, you cannot achieve other goals in your life, period. Okay, yourself, your health is your essential self, and not until you're healthy mind-wise, physically wise, you can't make good decisions financially, in relationships. Your physical, emotional, spiritual health and well-being is what you give to the world. And if it's not doing so hot, you cannot give effectively as a mother, daughter, coworker, entrepreneur, and all the other goals that you have in your life. You cannot. Start with your health goals, and you will see yourself blossom from there. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy, guys. Law of attraction. It is physics. When you are dialing in and feeling better about yourself, in managing your thoughts and managing your physical self, it exudes positive energy to people around you. Good people are drawn to you. Good money is drawn to you. Good relationships are drawn to you. You start seeing other things around you of goodness that you didn't see before, you guys. it is huge. It is the law of attraction. Remember that. And I could go into the quantum physics behind it, and how when we acknowledge good things in our life, when we acknowledge things out there that we want, it changes them, that they are then drawn back to us. It's physics, you guys. Don't underestimate the power of that. This is a beautiful thing. You can get everything you want by getting your number one health goal. You can leverage everything else you want in your life. Trust me. Get health dialed in and you can make it happen. So now, you guys, after learning the E.D.G.Y technique, this is great momentum for you guys to start towards something more. But are you ready to take this a step further? These are great techniques to get the ball rolling, but we often do need help, whether it be a more intensive course on more specific things we need specific for ourselves, one-on-one coaching. I don't care what it is, but I want to help you guys take it a step further. I really want to see your health goals come to fruition and really be present this year. So we do have an amazing treat for you. We've learned the E.D.G.Y technique, the 4 simple steps, dialing in your why, understanding that your health will create momentum in all other areas in life goals that you have. I'm not sure why you showed up today. I'm not sure if it's just because you're frustrated with nothing working and you've tried everything, or maybe you're tired of feeling tired, in pain, you're hopeless for your future and your health and your life, or maybe you've heard the buzz about how people are getting their ultimate health and you want that now, and you wanted to see how you can make it work, maybe with something we're talking about today. Or maybe you just wanted to hang out with me, which I love. Yeah, I love it. You guys are so cool. I'm glad you came. Or maybe, you just wanted to dig deeper with yourself. You want to take these steps further. I want to do that with you. I want to see you guys really dial in this year. This is a start, but you want to see this momentum for this year. And I want to take you to the next action step. The Soul Health Blueprint. You guys, I have a course that is profound, that really works on your soul, your mental and physical components of your health, that absolutely catapult all these things we've talked about today. It can transform your entire health and life. You can become your own health giant, whatever that looks like to you, and more. You guys, I believe that if you've been here on this call, you have what it takes to excel at the Soul Health Blueprint and ultimately at your life. And please remember, nothing I've shared with you today is theory or fluff that it might work. This is exactly what I've done in my life to generate consistent mental, emotional, and physical health, to have 2 businesses, amazing personal and professional relationships, and do something I love while making money. And I've helped clients achieve these same goals in these same results. And it doesn't matter if you guys, you're a newbie at this, or you've never done this before. It's all about baby steps and taking action. I've started where you're at, but it's about starting right now. So some of the amazing benefits of the Soul Health Blueprint course: benefit 1, you start getting more specific. You learn specific tools and techniques and strategies that target your brain and gut even more to create success in your health goals. Remember, we talked about the gut-brain axis. We do techniques to help with the gut, to help refine the brain, to change the mindset, to create behaviors and beliefs for yourself and for your future life and current life and for your soul. Benefit 2, you learn tools to optimize the brain-gut axis to keep you consistent, compliant with your new behaviors. Again, you guys, there is always a mental and a physical component, and we want to tie those in to create also that soul component that really helps you stay consistent. Benefit number 3, we learn what makes you tick. Again, we create specific modalities for you depending on what your journey has been up to this point. And we dial in the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, and create that one-on-one connection of your soul to your health to make life happen the way you want it to. Benefit number 4, we're going to be honing in your intuition and the higher power that optimizes your essential self and ultimately your healthiest version. Your intuition, I am an intuitive and spiritual manager, and that's something I've specialized in. We help use your 6th sense to really catapult your behavior. Also, the higher power, you guys. The higher power is God, or whatever you believe it is. I come from a Christian background, but it doesn't matter where you are at, what you believe is out there. You have to have a connection to the higher power, because that is what gets us going, what our connection is to our purpose in this life, you guys. And that's what we get from that higher power. We dial in that and connect that to your goals, into this particular blueprint. I'm telling you, looking at techniques and strategies to target your brain and gut to create success, dialing into tools to optimize the brain gut axis and refining that into your soul purpose and path, learning what makes you tick, again, your soul purpose and path. And number 4, honing that intuition, dialing in your connection to the higher power and why you're here on this earth will give you that essential self and ultimate health that you want for yourself and the life that you want. If there's one thing to take away from this, I've been able to break the barrier into becoming a mental and a physical health giant in order to show anyone how to live the ultimate health and life that they want, you guys. It's changed my world and my clients. It's a very much a replicable system, just like the E.D.G.Y technique that you can apply for your life. And I've applied to all my clients. So the obvious question is, how can you apply the system for leveraging the power through the soul health blueprint, you guys? You have a choice. You could do it the slow way through trial and error. That's probably what brought you here today. Or you could take someone else's successes, someone else's expertise, and take them to the next level today. You can do it quickly using this soul health blueprint. So what is it? It is a complete step-by-step. We just said the different things that we're going to be using. It's a complete step-by-step on how to get the health goals you want and the ultimate life that you want. It's utilizing the brain-gut axis, your spiritual and intuitive management that we will dive into that creates you, that helps you achieve the best version of you, to create this exponential growth in your health goals and your ultimate health and your ultimate life. It's designed to take you by the hand, achieve your health goals. No missing steps, you guys, no confusion. It's the quickest, most effective way to get from point A in your goals to point B. What exactly is it, you guys? It is a 6-week course module to take you through the 3 areas of the brain, the gut, and the higher power that equals your superpower, and you get the one thing in health you never thought you'd get, plus more, plus all the other life goals you have. It's 24/7 instant access and lifetime access as we do more updates on the blueprint. It's literally a step-by-step, nothing left out. There's also, you guys, 3 scheduled group coaching calls, along with a group community of smart and savvy, soul health rock stars in our soul health Facebook group. You'll be getting a group community where you can kind of help support each other and information from me. And I want you to feel, very comfortable asking questions there, because we want to be there to support you in all these realms. Imagine having the one thing in health that you've waited to get, and you get it now. Imagine, having and hoping the motivation is there and living your ultimate life now. Imagine having the life that you felt you never thought you could have, maybe post-trauma, post something difficult in your life. Maybe imagine having energy, brain clarity, and mental stability, improved mood, sexy body, less overwhelm, and better productivity for your life and the things you want in this life. Introducing the Soul Health Blueprint. You guys want this. All you have to do is follow the steps. This is what you will master. Let's go ahead and summarize. In Module 1, Week 1, who are you being in health, okay? What your relationship is to your health. Really dial into the unique version of you. It's so important to know what makes you tick, you guys. Module number 2, we're going to look at the brain and the second brain, your gut, and really look at the physical component there that we can change in both those brains and how it's going to catapult your goals. So we're going to give you tools and techniques there. Week number 3, module 3, developing the super brain, the axis between the brain and your second brain, the gut, and creating a super brain that helps you become a mental giant for all your goals. Week number 4, we're honing in, we're dialing in more your intuition of the super brain, that sixth sense that will be the key, the locking key for you to refine your health goals and life goals and make them happen and sustain them as well. Week number 5, the middleman, the higher power that we talked about, you guys. When you have a good connection to your higher power, your God, it is your essential self. It is why you are here on this earth. It reveals to you your soul purpose. And when you have that dialed in, it makes all your goals, health and life, happen, you guys. And finally, module 6, it's about battling your demons. If you are post-trauma, there's often physical, emotional, spiritual barriers that you have to get through their specific post-trauma. We're going to battle those, you guys, and win and create that life you want on creating the health that you want. Again, we're going to have 3 group coaching calls that we're going to schedule in a Soul Health Blueprint Facebook group. So details, it's a brand new course. The course modules will be available starting January 20th, 2019. You guys, 1 week from now, 1 module available per week, which will include videos, course workbook, downloads. We will be having 3 scheduled group coaching calls, which we will email you guys about. We'll be able to answer any questions on any of the modules. We will also have a Facebook support group with just wicked support, not only to help with each other, but I'll be there to answer questions as well if anything ever comes up. How much will it cost you? You could hire a consultant to implement this for you, but you and I know that that can cost thousands of dollars. You know, coaches and counseling can be expensive. My one-on-one coaching, I love coaching one-on-one, but it's also more expensive than this blueprint. What are you going to pay to master this for yourself? Are you going to keep dwindling and doing things that just don't work? How much is it? Well, it's not $1,000, you guys. It's not even $500. The entire system I just mentioned to you is $189. This is how much I believe in this system. I want it to make it accessible to you guys financially, feasibly, to just invest in this at an unbelievable price. I love these pictures. That's why I put them up. I think they're amazing. And I love the outdoors, and it gives me a lot of energy for my goals. And I don't know if you guys love to be outdoors, but find something outdoors that you love. Pictures like this really motivate you too. So that's a side note, but I love these pictures. Testimonials, you guys. I have had clients that have done well with this program. You know, Shelly, she came to me in physical pain. She was struggling with her weight, struggling in marriage, and she hated her job. Now she's in no pain. Her marriage is thriving, and she has a new job she loves. Mark, you know, he came to me with a post-traumatic amputation of the right leg. It was a work accident. He was struggling with relationships, depression. He was pulling in. He was eating poorly, not sleeping. Now, you guys, yes, he's back race car driving. Yes. You know, has a prosthesis, obviously, but isn't that amazing? He's back racing cars, connecting with friends, good diet, great energy, and he's ready for the next goal. These are 2 amazing people that I have had the honor to work with, and I love it. They're rocking life, and they came from some pretty bad stuff. So to recap the modules, for $189, you get 6 separate modules. The one is who you are being, getting to know yourself. Module 2, the brain and the gut, how important the physical, emotional, spiritual parts are of the brain and the second brain, and how that affects your health, and dialing in specific things specific for your needs to make your health goal happen. Module 3, super brain, creating that axis, that connection, that's profound power between the brain and the second brain to make your superpower, your super brain optimize your goals. Module 4, honing that intuition, that super brain to really help you catapult to that next level. Module 5, the middle man, the higher power, understanding what your purpose is on this earth, connection to that essential self of you, and that higher power will catapult you. In Module 6, battling those post-trauma demons. 3 coaching calls in Facebook. All of this, you guys, for $189. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I want you guys to get the profoundness of this. It's going to be epic. So you have an opportunity to start now, take action, and create the health plus life that you want now. You can click the link below, you guys. I'm going to be sending you also a recorded version of this webinar, so you don't have to memorize this link. You can also find me on my Jennifer Watson Leadership Instagram and Facebook page. The links will be there. I really want you to get started now. This offer is only good for the next 5 days, so I really want you to take action, invest in yourself, and see your life happen this year and catapult in ways you never thought. So, you guys, I am here for questions. If any of you have questions right now, I really want to be here to support you, whether it be on the course, whether it be on the E.D.G.Y technique, whether it be on other courses that we offer. We want to be here to serve you. Jennifer Watson Leadership, our passion is you, to see you create the best version of yourself, starting with your health. And we want to be here. You can connect me through my social media. You can connect to this course, and I hope you do and take that leap. You can connect with me via calls at my Watson Wellness Integrative Physical Therapy practice. We want to be here to support you and see you guys achieve and not only sustain your goals, but catapult in all the other areas of your life that you were meant to be abundant in. I love all of you. Thank you for being a part. I was honored to give you this webinar today. I hope you got something out of it. Remember, truly, my biggest passion is helping you, and all of you truly are my best day. I love you. You have a great rest of the day, and hopefully see you in the course.